And
that was great class.
Yeah, I had my friend Melinda in.
That was a great class.
She's awesome. Yeah, I was telling Sam she used to own a yoga studio before COVID, and then she unfortunately had to close her studio over COVID. But she's awesome. So I'm glad that you guys got to take class with her. She's amazing. Let's begin down on our backs. We can make our way there. I'm going on both here, so you're And we'll start in a Shavasana pose. So just legs out to the, legs out in front of you and arms out to this side. You can close off the eyes. And we'll just start to deepen our breaths in and out. Feeling your belly fill up with air on your inhales. Feeling your belly fall on your exhales. Allow all your muscles to relax into the mat. Continue lengthening your inhales, lengthening your exhales. Take 2 more rounds of deep breathing in and out. Again, in and out. And slowly hug the knees in towards the chest. You can take gentle rocks from side to side if that feels good on your low back, or just stay still, hugging the knees in. Here we're going to take the left foot down to the mat. Keep the right knee hugged in, left knee stays bent. Just take some gentle circles with the right ankle in one direction. And the other way. From here, we'll extend that right leg up, grabbing onto the back of the thigh or the calf. Flexing through the right toes. Feeling that stretch through the right hamstring, the back of the right leg. Keeping a little bend in the right knee. Continuing to lengthen your breath in and out. Take one more big breath in. And then nice and slow, let your right foot come down towards the mat, bending through the right knee. We'll hug the left knee in towards the chest. Start to circle the left ankle in one direction. Circle the other way. And start extending the left leg up to the ceiling, flexing through the left toes, grabbing behind the thigh or the calf, drawing that left foot in towards you. Both hips grounded on the mat. here, we're gonna let go of the left leg, but we're gonna extend that right leg up so both legs are up towards the sky. Flexing through both of your toes. Hold right here for a couple breaths. Your tailbone down on the mat. Arms can fall wherever is comfortable. And then we'll point both toes up towards the ceiling. Keeping your legs extended. And then one more time, we'll flex through the feet. It's like you're stepping on the ceiling tiles above you. And point through the feet so the toes lift up towards the sky. Nice and slow. You can shake out the ankles a little bit and then hug the knees back in towards your chest. Gentle rocks from side to side. From here, we'll extend the arms out to a T or cactus shape and let both of the legs fall over to the left as you look over top of the right shoulder. Slowly we'll roll through center, this time letting the knees fall over to the right as you look over top of the left shoulder. Gently return back to center. We'll bring both knees down towards the mat, both feet down towards the mat rather, and then we're going to separate the feet so that they're about mat distance, so a little bit wider than the hips. And we're going to let the knees fall in towards each other, allowing the spine, the low back to neutralize for a couple breaths. Nice and slow, we'll start to bring the feet back in underneath the hips, and we'll just gently windshield wiper the knees from side to side. When you return to center, extend both legs out and reach both arms up behind you, reaching your fingertips towards the back wall and your toes towards the front of your room. We're going to walk the hands over to the top right corner of our mat. Walk our feet over to the bottom right corner of the mat. So we're coming into this C curve or banana shaped pose, stretching through the whole left side of the body. We're going to spend a few breaths here so you can close off the eyes. Try to keep both of your hips and your shoulders grounded on the mats. And take deep breaths into the left side of the rib cage. Like to go just a little bit deeper, you can cross that left leg over top of right and cross the left hand over top of right. Two more big breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale As you exhale, gently release through center, bringing hands up above your head, feet out, down, below you. Take a full body stretch. And then we're gonna walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, walk the feet over to the left side of the mat, taking that nice side body stretch through the right side this time. Keeping both hips and shoulders grounded. You can close off the eyes and just focus on breathing deeply into the right side of the body here. Options there to cross that right leg over, cross the right hand over left. One more big breath in. Take a full breath out as you make your way back to center. We'll slowly roll over onto one side. And then from here, just take a couple breaths. Let your body recalibrate. We've been on our backs for a little bit. When you feel ready, nice and slow, peel your way up. We're gonna come into a tabletop position. So however you need to get there, take your time and move mindfully. As you come into your table, we'll stack our shoulders over top of wrists and hips over top of knees. And we're just gonna wag the tail from side to side, starting to warm up and lubricate the hip joints. And then we'll take some gentle circles of the hips in one direction. Some gentle circles of the hips in the other direction. Slowly returning back to that neutral tabletop, hips over knees. And then on a nice big deep breath in, we're gonna drop the belly, lift the heart, look up. As you breathe out, you're gonna pull belly button to spine, round out, press the floor away, gaze between your knees. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, look up. Exhale, pull belly button to spine, press the floor away, round out. Do two more just like that, moving with your breath. Inhale to lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale to pull belly button in, round out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Inhale to make your way back to a neutral spine. And exhale, we're gonna sit the hips back into a child's pose, reaching the fingertips forward, letting the forehead fall heavy towards the mat. And taking some deep breaths into the back side of the body. Feeling the back of the ribs expand on your inhale. Fall on your exhale. Gently, we're going to take that right hand, we're going to thread it underneath the left, bringing the right shoulder and the right ear down towards the mat. That left left hand can stay reaching out in front of you. Nice and slow, making your way back to center. Right hand reaches out this time, left arm's gonna thread through underneath the right hand, left shoulder, left ear towards the mat. Gently unthreading, taking that left hand back out in front of you. We'll take one more breath here in this child's pose. Big breath out. Inhale to shift forwards, back to your tabletop. Exhale, we're gonna tuck the toes underneath and send the hips back to a downward facing dog. You can keep a nice bend through the knees here. As you lift your hips up and back and send your heels down towards the earth. Spread your fingers and your toes wide on your mats. Nice and slow, we're going to walk our feet towards our hands, coming into a forward fold or ragdoll at the top of our mat. Here is a good place to keep a nice bend through the knees and an option to use your block underneath your hands here. And allow your head, neck, and shoulders to fall heavy. On an inhale, with your hands staying on the block, we're going to take a halfway lift as we lengthen through the spine, draw the crown of the head forwards. Exhale, fold a little bit deeper. We'll take two more just like that. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, folds. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folds. And then bending through the knees even deeper, gently rolling up one vertebrae at a time until you're up to standing. We'll take the shoulders up to the ears and roll them down and back. Do that a few more times, shoulders up, roll them down and back. Good job. Once more. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up, look up. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand, pull up and take a gentle side stretch. Inhale back to center. Take hold of the left wrist with the right hand, pull up and over. Inhale reaches you back up to center, big stretch through the fingers. Exhale, we're gonna forward fold back over top of our blocks, keeping that nice gentle bend through the knees. On your inhale, take that halfway lift, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Two more, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last one, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, place your hands down on the mat in front of you. We're going to step our feet back to that downward facing dog and then lower your knees back down to tabletop. We're going to start to make our way all the way down onto our bellies. However you need to get there. Bring your right ear down to the mat. Let your arms fall out to the side wherever is comfortable. Take a few deep breaths right here. Breathing deeply into the low back, mid back, upper back. Turn your left ear to the mat. A few more deep breaths right here. Slowly bring your forehead to center. Take your hands in towards your low ribs. Draw your shoulders down and back. Hug your elbows towards one another. And as you press your toes into the mat, inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Keep the gaze in front of you. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, release. We're going to take the elbows down to the mat and slowly lift the chest up. We're going to take a pose that stretches out through the back of the shoulders and the upper back. So from here, you're going to bring opposite hand to opposite elbow. So you're going to close in sort of like this. And then you're going to want to place your block just in front of your arms here. Your head is going to be resting down. So what's going to happen from here is you're going to walk your fingers away from one another and walk your elbows in towards each other. And as far as you can comfortably go and hold it. And then here we're just going to let the head fall heavy towards the block. You can place it on any level that feels best. And you'll start to feel a stretch through the back of the shoulders, through the sides of the shoulders. We're just going to breathe into that space behind the shoulder blades there. Allowing the forehead to press down into the block. Focusing on those long inhalations and exhalations, just as we were at the beginning of our class. Using your breath to melt away that tension through the back of the shoulders, the arms, wherever you feel this stretch. Two more breaths here. One last inhale. As you exhale, we'll slowly start to bring the elbows back and fingers back towards one another. We're going to switch sides. So you're going to take the other arm in front this time. And then once again, we'll walk the elbows towards one another, fingers away from each other. Letting the head fall heavy. You might notice a bit of a difference on this side. Maybe it's a little bit tighter, or maybe you have a little bit more space to breathe into. Allow the head to be as heavy as possible here on the block. Try your best to relax through your hands, the elbows. Anywhere else you may be clenching in your body, like your jaw, through the hips or legs, try and let all of that go. Focus on your breath to help you find ease through the discomfort of the pose. Nice and slow. On your next exhale, we'll start to release, bringing the elbows back in towards one another. You can take the block away from you. Lay your forehead back down on the mats. Take your hands into your low ribs. On a big breath in, we'll come into that baby cobra position. This time on your exhale, we'll draw belly button into spine, pressing yourself back into the tabletop. From here, we're going to take our right leg forwards through our hands, coming into a low lunge. So this is another good spot for the blocks to come underneath your hands. So it would be on both sides since you have two. And this just allows the spine to straighten out a little bit rather than hunching over to touch the floor. So this allows for all that length from the tailbone up and out the crown of the head. And so yeah, you can use both of your blocks underneath your hands. That will feel a little bit more even for you. There you go. I just don't have a second block with me, but yeah, you can have both blocks underneath, and then that way, even on each side. There you go. And from here, just keeping that right knee over top of that right ankle, focusing on keeping length through the spine as we let the left hip drop down towards the mat. Your next inhale, draw the heart forwards just a little bit more. As you exhale, hands can stay right on your blocks where they are as you start to send the hips back and extend through that front leg, flexing the front toes towards you. Breathing deeply into that right hamstring. Nice and slow, making your way back into that lunge. And then we're going to take the hands to the inside of our foot. Again, you can use the block here on any level that you'd like. Hands are to the inside of the leg. You can walk the toes out just a little bit. And then turn your right toes to face the outside of your mat just slightly. This will open up the right hip a little bit, allowing you to drop into those muscles in the hips just a little bit more. Continue focusing on your breath. And keeping all that length through the spine. And then from here, nice and slow, we're just gonna shift gently forwards and back. You can take some circles, anything that feels good as you release this side. And then we'll make our way back into that tabletop position. Once again, just taking small waves of the tail from side to side. Staying here in your tabletop, we're going to take that same leg, the right leg back. We're going to not knock over our water bottles, but we're going to place the right toes on the mats. And we're just going to gently push forwards and back, stretching into that right calf, the back of the right leg. Moving nice and slow at your own pace, applying as much or as little pressure as you'd like on that back foot. Nice and slow, releasing that back leg, coming back into tabletop. I'm just going to turn around so that I'm open to you. You can stay exactly where you are. We're going to bring that left leg forwards this time, coming into your low lunge on the left. If you have any knee pain at the back, you can always take your mat and roll it up underneath the back knee just to give yourself a little bit of extra padding there. And then once again here, you can use one block on either side of your hands, on either side of your foot for your hands. Bring the ground to you, keep nice length through the spine. And we're focusing this time on bringing this right hip a little bit closer towards the mat. Another big breath in. Think about pulling the heart forwards just a little bit more. And as you exhale, we'll slowly start to send the hips back, stretching through that front leg, flexing through the front toes. Hands can stay on your blocks. As we breathe into that left hamstring behind the leg here. Nice and slow on your inhale, making your way back into your lunge. This time, we're going to be taking the hands to the inside of our left foot. They can come down on a block or at any level, so you can place the block here or here, whatever you need. And then we're gently going to walk those left toes out just a little bit and then turn the left toes to face the outside of the mat. Some deep breaths into the left hip this time. Take one more big breath in. And on your exhale, we'll start with that movement forwards and back, whatever you need to release this side. Circles of the hips. Making your way back into that tabletop position. You can keep the mat tucked under if it feels best on your knees. And then from here, once you're back in your tabletop, we're taking that left foot back, flexing the left toes underneath, and then gently shifting forwards and back, stretching into that left calf muscle. gently release from here, coming back into our tabletop. If you need to unfold that mat, you can do so now. And then we're gonna take a big sip of air in to lengthen through the spine. Exhale, we're gonna tuck the toes under, come into your downward facing dog. Take a big breath here. And then nice and slow, once again, just walking the feet towards the hands. Come to the top of your mat. Taking a nice bend through the knees and rolling up one vertebrae at a time. When we get to stand, we're gonna do a couple balancing poses. So we'll start to shift the weight into the left foot. We're gonna bring the right foot into a tree pose. So it's going to externally rotate. It can rest down on the mat as a kickstand. You can bring it to your calf or shin, or you can go ahead and bring it all the way to your inner thigh. Really anywhere but the knee joint. We just don't want to press into that. So anywhere above or below the knee is perfect. And then you can bring your hands to heart center. And focus on just grounding down, feeling yourself root down through the left foot. Set your gaze in front of you, or if you want to challenge, you can close off the eyes. It makes it a little bit harder to balance with your eyes closed. Imagine hugging everything into center line as you root down through the floor and pull up and out through the crown of your head. If you'd like, you can reach your arms up and grow your tree. Lengthening through the side body. And take one more big breath in. Exhale and release. We'll shake that leg out a little bit, give yourself some ankle circles. And then we'll take the right foot down onto the mat this time. We're gonna place the left foot on the ankle here, on the calf, or all the way up to the inner thigh, anywhere but the knee. Once you feel strong and rooted, bring your hands to heart center. Pressing that foot into the supporting leg, and then pressing the supporting leg into your foot. So that equal action of force to center line. And if you'd like, you can keep your hands at heart center, or once again, you can grow your tree lifting up. One more big breath in, grow a little bit taller, and release. Shake out that leg a little bit. We'll do one more balancing pose. This one's called standing leg raise. So once again, we'll shift the weight into the left foot. We'll grab onto the right knee with the right hand, sending that right knee to about 90 degrees, and we'll flex those right toes. From here, you can keep the left hand on the hip, or if you'd like, you can reach it up nice and tall, lengthening through that side of your body. And then you can stay right where you are, or if you'd like to play around with the balance a little bit, you can open the leg to the side as you open the arm to the side. Nice job. Big breath in. And we'll slowly release. Shaking out that supporting leg. And once more, shifting the weight into the right foot this time. Taking left hand to left knee. Right hand can come to your hip to begin. And then if you'd like, you can take that right arm up, growing through the right side of the body. And from here, you can open out to the side. Just like in our tree pose, we're thinking about pulling everything into that center line as we reach out. Beautiful, nice job. One more big breath in and release. Great work. Shake out the legs a little bit. We'll come into a Tadasana pose. So rooting down through both feet. Feeling a nice neutral knee bend. Finding that neutral pelvis tilt, so not too far forward, not too far back. There's a gentle engagement through the legs. Feeling your belly button pull in, core engaged. Proud chest as the arm bones hug back. Lots of length through the back of the neck. On a big inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Do that again. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. One more time. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, this time we're going to forward fold over top of the legs. Halfway lift, take that inhale, press your hands into your shins. And then exhale as you bring your hands down to the mat. Step your feet back to downward facing dog. And we'll lower our knees down to tabletop. We're going to come into a seated position. So just coming down onto your seat nice and slow. First seated pose we're going to take is butterfly. So we're going to bring the soles of the feet together. There are some other options with your blocks here. So you can take a block under one or both knees. And what this does is when your knees are lifted off the ground like this, your hips have to squeeze to hold them there. So placing a block underneath allows your hip muscles to relax a little bit more, deepen the knee stretch for you. Another option is always, this is good if you find yourself rounding in the spine, you can always sit on a block. That again releases some tension through the hip, but really this helps with lengthening through the spine. So lots of different options. Sometimes I wish you could have like 4 blocks so you could do all the variations. Wherever you are, you're going to sit up nice and tall, and then if you'd like, you can stay right here in a tall seat, just focus on opening through the hips, or you can reach forwards, bringing the nose towards the toes. Nice and slow, we'll walk the hands up, back to your tall seat, tall spine, and then we're going to take that right foot out, keeping left leg in towards the thigh. You can keep that one block underneath the left knee if that feels good. And then we'll flex through the right toes, reach up, breathe in. And forward fold on your exhale over top of the right leg. Slowly walking the hands back up to your tall spine. You're going to switch the legs. So this time left leg is going to come out straight. Right leg will bend in towards left thigh. Block can come underneath the right leg. Flexing through the left toes. Reach up, breathe in. And exhale, forward folds. nice and gentle, start to walk the hands back up to a tall seat. This time we're gonna take both legs out in front of us, flexing both toes towards you. Again, option here is to sit on the block. That helps keep lots of length through the spine. As you breathe in, we'll reach up. As you breathe out, we'll reach forwards. And you can always bend through the knees here if you'd like to add a little bit more length through the spine, or you can just reach as far as your hands will go. Try to keep lengthening through the low back, so keep that nice and long, but you can allow the head to drop down towards your knees. Slowly walking the hands up. We're gonna open our legs into a straddle position. So opening the legs out wide. Here you wanna make sure that the knees stay rotating up towards the sky. So you only wanna go as far as you can keep those knees up. Toes flex up towards the sky as well. This might be enough so you can stay in a nice tall seat, or if you'd like, once again, you can reach forwards with your hands. You'll start to feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh muscles here. Starting to walk the hands back up. This time we're gonna bring the legs in. Palms of the hands can come down behind you as the soles of the feet rest down on the floor, knees bent in. We're just gonna take some windshield wiper with the knees from side to side here, starting off small, and then you can make them a little bit bigger. And the next time your knees fall to the right, we're gonna stay there. We're gonna let the right knee fall as close as it can down to the mat as the left knee falls inwards. So we're in an external rotation through the right leg, internal rotation through the back leg, and your knees are bent at about a 90-degree angle. From here, you're gonna take the torso, we're gonna shift it over top of that front leg. And you can stay right here for a couple breaths if this is enough of a stretch through the right hip and through the left thigh here, or you can take the hands forwards very gently to deepen through the stretch in your hips. Nice and slow, we'll walk the hands up. We'll bring our hands back behind our hips, bend the knees back in, soles of the feet down on the mats, gently rocking side to side. And then once your knees fall over to the left, this time we'll keep the left leg down, right leg falls in, bending at about a 90-degree angle at both legs, and then turning the upper body over top of that left leg this time. Again, here you can stay tall and just focus on breathing into the left hip, or if you'd like, you can reach forward over top of the left leg. walking the hands up. We're gonna bring the hands behind you. This time we're gonna extend the legs out in front of you. Just make sure you have space to lie back. You're gonna take the arms out, pull the belly button into the spine as you roll down nice and slow, all the way down onto your back. When you get down onto your back, hug both knees into your chest. Let the left foot down to the mat, keeping the left knee bent. Cross the right ankle over top of the left thigh. And you can stay right here in this figure 4 shape, or if you'd like, you could reach your hands through, grabbing onto the left thigh, pulling the left thigh in towards you for thread the needle. In either position, figure 4 or thread the needle, you can gently rock from side to side if that feels good, or find stillness in the pose, breathing into your hips. Gently release the left leg back down to the mat if you pulled it in. Uncross the right ankle. And then this time crossing left ankle over top of right thigh, flexing through the left toes. Once again, you can stay right here in this figure 4 shape with the right foot on the mat. Or if you'd like, you can pull the right thigh in towards you, stretching through that left hip. Wherever you are, if it feels good to rock side to side, do that. Start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Deepening your inhales, lengthening your exhales. And slowly release the right foot down to the mat. Uncross the left ankle. We're going to take both legs up to the ceiling one more time. A nice option here is to place the block underneath your tailbone to lift your hips a little bit as you lift the legs up. And this time when you lift the legs, allow the legs to be heavy and relaxed. So the ankles are relaxed, the knees are relaxed. You're just allowing the feet to float above you. Slowly, we're going to let the feet melt down towards the mats, gently lifting the hips off the block, placing the block to the side. We're going to hug the right knee in. We're going to extend the left leg long on the mats. This time, crossing the right knee over to the left side of the body, opening up the right arm, taking another supine twist in a different variation here. Focusing on grounding the right shoulder. Taking some deep breaths into the right side of the ribs. Nice and slow, returning back to center. This time extending the right leg long, hugging the left knee in, crossing the left knee over to the right side of the body as you open the left arm out to this side. Focus on grounding the left shoulder down. And then nice and slow, coming back to center, letting the left leg fall on the mat, arms out to the side. Allowing your breath to slow and return to its natural state, ebb and flow. Taking your final resting pose, final Shavasana. Feel every muscle in your body melt down into the mat, deeper and deeper with every exhale. Feel the rise and fall of your belly and chest as you breathe in and out. Feel the flow of breath through your body, into your lungs and out. Unclench your jaw, relax that space between your eyebrows. Let the tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Feel the shoulders melt away from the ears. Start to bring some gentle movement back into your fingers and your toes. Circle the ankles and wrists. Rock the head gently from side to side. On a big breath in, reach your arms up above your head. Take a full body stretch. Point your toes to the front of the room. Reach your fingertips to the back. As you exhale, roll over onto one side. Allow your body to recalibrate. And take a couple of breaths there. Really slowly and no rush at all. Make your way up to a comfortable seat at the top of your mats. Hands can rest down on your thighs or knees, or your hands can come to heart center. And close off the eyes or take a lowered gaze. Feeling lots of length through the spine, starting at your tailbone, coming up and out the crown of your head. Let the shoulders melt down away from your ears. And we'll finish off our class tonight with 3 deep breaths all together. Taking a big breath in through your nose. Big breath out through the mouth. Big breath in through your nose. Full breath out. One more time, big breath in. Full exhale. Bring your thumbs to forehead center. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Together we bow and say Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me know if you have any questions at all. I'll do my best to answer them. Let's turn on the lights a little bit more for you to hear.
Thank you. It was
Thank
really
you.
interesting. Thank you.